And it is now time for the fourth and final part, in which there are 6 clues left. I've started to pick up the pieces a slight bit. I was leading at one point before Henry got back in there. And a little bit of slowness on my part. I currently have $7,100 as compared to Henry's $9,500. And there are 6 clues left. We're going to Anatomy for 1,000. Type of tissue that connects your ribs to your breastbone.
Contestant number 1.
42 days locked up in Philadelphia. Joshua Garlappy is guilty for failing to pay back child support. Garlappy's ex had been trying to track him down for years. Finally, a bounty hunter tricked Garlappy into flying himself back to the East Coast by telling him he would be in a movie with Jennifer Aniston. When the plane landed, the 40-year-old...
What is coastal cartilage?
Now he's fessed up. He's ordered to pay $33,000 in back child support and the plane ticket that bounty hunter bought.
Police are investigating a woman's claim that she was attacked while jogging in Kaikoura last Friday. Not a sexual attack, but she was cut and burned. The 25-year-old woman says she was running near the back entrance of Kaikoura School when a man grabbed her and cut her cheeks with a knife and burned the rest of her face with a cigarette. She managed to get away and call police. It happened at 8 o'clock on Friday night. Now, the area is very...
Okay, that just leaves a movie artist.
Drugs in the area, but never anything like this.
Let's go movie artist for 600. Answer there, the other daily double.
It's a daily double.
A woman can do whatever she wants, especially, run, especially at night.
What would you like to wager?
During the day.
Okay, gotta get my search engine set.
The victim described the attacker
I am ready. And I have 8,100. I trail Henry by 1,400.
It does appear to be an isolated case.
An ambitious plan.
I'm gonna say 3,900. Okay. For 12,000, if I'm right, here's the clue. Hallowell's Film Guide says this 1965 film inspired one critic to say, Heston hits the ceiling.
They spent a miserable night dealing with collapsed tents and not enough warm clothes. When the sun came up, they called for help on a cell phone, and a fire rescue crew led them out this afternoon.
What is the agony and the ecstasy?
In the higher elevations, it was rainy, the wind was howling.
Okay, this is make or break.
Break up clouds, and that's not what I mean surrounding. Like the wall of clouds, you're inside of the cloud. And inside the cloud, it's really windy.
These are no beginners. One of the rescued hikers is an Eagle Scout. Another is an Eagle Scout candidate.
What is the agony and the ecstasy?
Yes.
It's a make.
State education leaders say the number of bus routes from the chopping block, at least for now. As Jim Mendoza reports, they're feeling the pressure to find the money.
Movie artist for 1,000.
For $1,000. Let's take a look at the game.
In a 1966 film, Mel Ferrer played this 16th century cretin known for his elongated figures.
Contestant number 1.
A lot of work on the part of the staff and the schools to try to minimize the impact on students. And the board was very insistent that we try to maximize the amount of service that we could retain.
At its meeting today, the Board of Education was criticized by state lawmakers for not communicating the cuts clearly. They urged more routes be saved.
Who is El Greco?
IFX Drive to all the side is 3 miles. Treacherous, dangerous,
yes.
Correct. Steep road for that
And you'll have students having to cross Barrington Highway, a major artery, through Kapolei.
Movie artist for 800.
For $800, here is the clue.
Jose Ferrer spent much of this 1952 film on his knees playing the short Toulouse-Lautrec.
Contestant number 1.
91 buses will be eliminated through consolidation and cutting. The department is tackling a $17 million shortfall for student transportation costs for the coming year. Lawmakers worry that bus cuts will cause some kids to cut school.
No, I am worried about that. I think that's a fact. I think that, so many...
What is Moulin Rouge?
We never cut education.
Boy, I really wish we had Aubrey on this.
The deal we offer a reprieve to students and
yes.
Yes. Select again.
School starts on Monday. Bus service will continue through the end of the month.
Artist for 400.
For $400. The answer is...
Well-traveled artist played by David Carradine in a TV movie and Anthony Quinn in Lust for Life.
promise that we made today.
Contestant number 2.
First time we heard from Barbara, and it's Eugene Henry Paul Gauguin.
Yes, that's correct.
Where did you get this from?
Oh, Marina had that.
The JetBlue pilot was forced emergency
Yeah.
landing in Texas has been found not guilty by reason of insanity. Blake Lawson was piloting the plane from New York to
Last one.
Las Vegas when the flight crew
For $200.
cockpit last March.
Alan Gies played Dr. Tulp in the 1936 film about this Dutch artist.
Ranting about terrorists.
Oh, I thought you
Contestant number 3.
Hobson was
What is
charged
it?
with interfering with the flight crew.
And from Hollywood to the fictional town of Mayberry.
Rembrandt. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
That's correct.
North Carolina home. Who's best known as Sheriff Eddie Taylor, playing the straight man.
So that takes Henry to 9,700. I have the lead with 13,800, and Barbara is on the board with $1,200. It is not a runaway by any means.
We're back for Final Jeopardy. And the Final Jeopardy category for today is...
The former co-star
And it is Actresses of the Past.
Griffith gave him his big break into show business.
It was
He
Actresses of the
joined
Past.
The Andy Griffith Show as
Contestant
Lieutenant
number 1.
Ohio.
Sure, you know a few, huh?
I was eternally grateful for his generosity, and I will miss him terribly. Also ahead, after 53 years in Congress, the senator in Illinois plans to
Contestant number 1. What would you like to wager?
And potheads, be warned, there's no
6,200.
with fake urine. Details next. on
Gotta, because I only have... I gotta, because I gotta win this. It's enough to make the win.
Time Warner Cable.
The Final Jeopardy clue is...
This blonde, the U.S.'s highest paid woman in 1935, wrote or co-wrote most of her films.
I'm curious too.
Who is Mae West?
Contestant number 2.
Want fresh leadership? Meet Democrat Tulsi Gabbard, a decorated war veteran who wants to end the Afghanistan war now. To invest in home, rebuild...
Contestant number 2. How much would you like to bet?
Tulsi Gabbard will strongly protect Medicare and Social Security and will join President Obama to end tax breaks for companies that ship jobs overseas.
I'm Tulsi Gabbard, and I approve
The Final Jeopardy clue is...
This blonde, the U.S.'s highest paid woman in 1935, wrote or co-wrote most of her films.
Contestant number 3. Contestant number 3. What would you like to wager?
Almost ready? We gotta leave.
The Final Jeopardy
Getting
clue is...
48.50. This blonde, the U.S.'s highest paid woman in 1935, wrote or co-wrote most of her films.
Contestant number 2, we'll start with you. Your Final Jeopardy response was...
Barbara said Mae West,
Yes.
and that is correct.
And your Final Jeopardy wager was...
Barbara risked $840, so that takes you to $2,040.
Contestant number 3. Let's see what
Let's
your...
go to Henry now. He had 9,700. He put down Mae West also. So he is right.
And your Final Jeopardy
His
wager
wager was $4,850. That takes him up to $14,550 and
Contestant number
into the
1.
lead.
Let's see what your
And my
response
response is Mae West.
was. Correct.
And I am right.
And your final Jeopardy wager.
My wager was $6,200, so that takes me to an even $20,000, and I will have a 23rd game in my future.
Jeopardy champion. Congratulations.
Way to go.
And adding that to my $580,000, well, that makes it easy. That makes it, in 22 games, I've accumulated $600,000 even. That's right, folks. $600,000 even. And I want to thank RoboRager1 for being a part of this. And for contributing to a few clues. And we'll see you all for Game 23 coming soon. Good night, everyone.